we need new infrastructure. The future of super yachting and the yachting in general is really changing a lot.
Welcome to Pick-A-Peer's Future of the Industry series. This is where we discuss innovation, technology, sustainability, and travel. We host industry leaders, entrepreneurs, business owners, and experts of the maritime industry from all around the world. Pick-A-Peer provides technological and sustainable solutions to optimize marine operations and to make the sailing experience for boaters easier and more accessible. I am your host, Shlomi Singer. Today we are interviewing Vienna Eleuteri, a sustainable scientist and founder of the Water Revolution Foundation. I really want to ask you how you got involved in the mega yacht industry.
My very first challenge within this industry was having a position as a sustainability manager. And as a woman, but also as a sustainability manager, I do think that I'm still the only one all around the world.
Wow.
So that was a great challenge for me because at that time it was 2010, more or less, and it was in Italy, in a shipyard in Italy, and BSY. That was BSY, and we delivered the godmother of the environment, Stella Maris. And it was a very nice challenge because we had the opportunity to really work on sustainable solution throughout an holistic framework, let's say. Mm-hmm. And it was a great job that we did together with different universities and improving transfer of knowledge, innovative framework in order to really embrace sustainability as a guidelines in that project. And that was my very first start within this industry.
That's really interesting. And I didn't really think about that, but I mean, the maritime industry is predominantly male. And having, so working your way up in that industry must have been also a challenge for you as well.
Yes, but a very nice one, because, you know, I do think that also women could bring a lot within this sector. And I do love the idea to really share and mix the two point of views. Of course, I'm not going to think about this as a gender issue, of course, just a different perspective on the same thing. That's always a rich way, a more rich way of looking at things.
I agree. Well, it's a great way to look at things as well. So, so I know that you're working on one of your latest projects right now is the assessment tool. Can you elaborate more on that? Because it seems fascinating. I know that your projects, what you've been working on, you haven't been endorsed by the UN, and this is very relevant for the maritime and just in general for the sustainable ecosystem. So I'd love to hear more about it.
Oh, thank you for asking me this, Shlomi, because you know that's really something exciting for us. Because when I started working on computational sustainability, and that is to say to work with big data and statistic and information science, and it was very nice to see how it could be possible to optimize the process of designing a super yacht and building a super yacht, and also to look at the super yacht within the life cycle framework. That's very important, because when you look with the life cycle assessment, the so-called LCA, you can see that even if you need to invest something more in the very short term, then in the long term you make a more sustainable and more effective use of resources, even the financial one. So that was really something very interesting at the very beginning. And then developed tool, yes, and you're right, that was embraced within the UN environmental program as a blue solution. And but let me underline the fact that by using this tool, you can really realize, you can recognize very clearly which is the environmental impact on one hand, and on the other hand, you can see the social impact as well. And you can link these two parameters with the economic one. And you can really understand how easy and how effective is embracing sustainability as a strategic direction to go and to invest. And even in the long term, you can really see that it's an added value.
Do you see the assessment tool being mandatory on super yachts, on mega yachts?
I wouldn't say mandatory. I will say that will be very, very, how can I say, it will be, it takes the perspective much more inclusive, and I wouldn't use the adjective mandatory, but I will say much more. That's an opportunity. I would like to see this as an opportunity. But let me add also another thing, and probably you can completely cut this part because it was a bit confusing. Sorry, Shlomi. I just want to say that the Yacht Assessment Tool, it will be part of a more structured path, able to set up a new standard. And that's the way I do see the use of the Yacht Assessment Tool, because it's a common journey, it's a common effort, it's a collective effort, able to set up our own agenda, the industry agenda for sustainable development goals. And that's why it's not mandatory. It's a huge opportunity to make something very well by doing good. And that's all we need in our industry.
I really like that. So based on what you're saying right now, where do you see the industry going? Do you see them adapting and utilizing such tools, and how can we as industry leaders continue to promote these sustainable tools and sustainable agendas?
You know, I would like to answer to that in a very personal way. When I started this project, it's now it's more or less 10 years ago, there was lots of skeptical people, let's say, saying it's a too complex matter. But when you go step by step and you work together, embracing a multidisciplinary approach, you can really address complexity as an added value and find a way to really look with an holistic approach. And when you see the result, now the result is there, and you think, how could it be possible to build a super yacht without this kind of tool? Because you see lots of value, and you can really monitor the value you produce. And now there is such a huge interest in using this tool and be part of this program that I'm really happy about that.
It sounds very similar to what we're doing at Pick a Peer, because we're also introducing technology that's relatively complex. It takes a lot of effort to build. It takes a lot of effort to design. We need to work cross-functionally with many different teams and many different engineers and experts. But the value that an end user gets is the simplicity. It's just like to click a button. And a lot of times the end users don't understand how much effort is put into making such innovation.
Exactly that. Yeah, I completely agree with you. And yeah, we share the same, not just the same vision, but also the same experience, I will say.
Yeah. So we're trying right now to really promote our products. We do have some hurdles that we're overcoming. mainly with technological barrier, people who are prefer things done the traditional way. How do you overcome those challenges? The resistance, people
Yeah.
saying, we don't need that right now. We've always worked this way. Things have always been, as we've done it. No need to change. How do you deal with that?
That was at the very beginning a real challenge. But I realized that was much more building up a common language, because as soon as people understand, then they understand the experience and the need of also of this kind of approach, and
Mhm.
they immediately embrace it. That was my personal experience in our sector, in the super yachting sector. And there is also another aspect, that it's about we come from I'm just trying to find the words, because the nautical tradition, it's such a huge and exciting and inspirational heritage that
Yep.
yeah, it's absolutely something possible to describe by words. But I see that we can look at this tradition with a fresh look. And with this kind of fresh look, it's not about just making something new from scrap, but give to this the tradition a new life.
That's I used to say that it's not a revolution, it's more of an evolution.
Sure, sure.
We're not reinventing the wheel, we're just keeping it, making it maybe turn a little bit faster.
Absolutely. And let me add also the
And cleaner.
fact that, sorry?
And faster and cleaner.
And cleaner. Yeah, right. I like that.
Yeah.
But what I do see is that we absolutely need the skills of any single part of our industry.
Mhm.
So I do not make a difference between old or new, or whatever, or innovative or conservative. I'm not going to look at our sector in this way, because we really all need the skills we have, the competencies we have, and they are huge. And of course, giving them a different perspective, it could be something really useful from the point of view of huge opportunity related to the Agenda 2030.
Mhm.
If you look at the very last report by the World Economic Forum, just they published in a couple of days ago, it's very interesting, because it speaks about nature and business.
Mhm.
And we need this kind of new pact between the two partners. That's so important.
I think also these past few months have just emphasized that so much with COVID-19, and how much when everybody was in lockdown, it seemed like the world was blossoming. All these animals that haven't been seen in years, people seeing the
Yeah.
sky in China for the first time, or
Yes.
seeing dolphins in Venice in Italy. And now once everybody's back outside, it's kind of, wait, I think we did this too fast. We didn't learn our lesson yet.
Sure, I totally agree on that. And that's why for me it's such an important asset, the tool. But at the same time, I always underline also the need of reinvesting in ocean conservation.
Mm-hmm.
And the two pillars together, the tool and the computational sustainability tool, able to get a monitor, a lighter ecological footprint by our industry, and an optimization and of the use of resources,
Mm-hmm.
together with investing in ocean conservation, that is exactly the evolution we need, and it will bring the revolution we are looking for, because we really need to face this challenge of decarbonization, but also at the same time taking the stewardship of the ocean.
I want to ask you about the shortage of berthing supply. There's even if I had a yacht, I wouldn't really have a place to park it. I wouldn't have a place to dock my yacht.
Yes.
What are some of the solutions that you see to handle the situation?
You mean for harbor or
Yeah.
for having place? Yeah, but you know, it's incredible how is difficult, no, to manage all that, and that's why we look at the infrastructure in a very old way. I would say we need new infrastructure. The future of super yachting and the yachting in general is really changing a lot and quicker year after year. We need to look in a transformative way also the way we in a transformative fresh look, the way we look also at infrastructure, and we need lots of innovations there. You know, we are, for just to give you a very concrete example, we are working much more on the economy of sharing.
Mm-hmm.
It's a much more dynamic model. And this is possible also because we are more interconnected today. We can trace where we are. We can decide by looking on our smartphone which could be the best way to go. We need to find something like this and to look in this direction also in our sector. That's so important because it's incredible. There is no space. You go into the harbor and there's no space. People are really struggling in finding space to stay with the boat and to be relaxed and not have the problem to look for a place to stay. And that's something really, I would say, something that it's not updated.
Mm-hmm.
We need to look in a different direction. We need solution also from the point of view of infrastructure.
I agree completely. Yeah.
Yes, and I would really, I don't know if the station or the opportunity to speak a bit about this, Shlomi, but I love very much your solution, let's say.
Thank you.
No, the project you are presenting, I do see this, the future of the yachting is there for when it comes to speak about harbor, and we come to speak about where we are going to stay when we need to stay with our boat wherever we are.
I agree. That's that's one of the reasons why the company was created, why Pick a Pier was created, to solve that issue, and,
Yes.
and we realized that there was a lot of room for innovation, and unlike other industries that are very transformative and there's constant innovation, and we felt that the maritime industry is still lacking, and there's still a few steps behind. And
yes.
And so I really admire people like you who had the courage to say, wait, something's not working right, or we could do this better and in a smarter way. And you took the gloves off and you jumped right into it. So I really admire that.
Oh, thank you so much. And the same from my side, of course.
Great, thank you. All right, well, Vienna, thank you so much. This has been great. It's great talking to you.
Thank you to you and to your work.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So we'll talk again, hopefully in the near future. We'll do this again.
Please.
All right.
I cannot wait to. I look forward to it.
Same here. Thanks.
Bye-bye.